Okay guys, here it is, the legend of the early 2000s. The 2003 Mustang Cobra Terminator. Well, they're all Terminators in 03 and 04, but that's just the code name that Ford had given them. So they're fondly referred to as the Terminator. This is one of my personal cars. I've had it a couple years now. We've been through it bumper to bumper. Car's dusty right now, believe it or not. This is about as dirty as it ever, you'll see it. It's just dust, but I'm sitting. But the car's pristine. It's been gone through extensively to dial it in pretty much every which way possible for what it is. See, give you an interior shot. Got some junk in there too. Anyway, it's a very basic bolt-on car. It's got a ported blower. It's got a 2.93 upper plus 2 Metco pulley on the bottom. AccuFab throttle body. It's got a McLeod clutch. It's got 410 gears and a tune. And just with those basic things, MGW shifter, just with those basic mods, this car makes 512 horsepower at the wheels and a little better than 500 foot-pounds of torque. We got some Mickey Thompson drag radials in the back of it. They are 10th anniversary real deal wheels, and those came off of a 10th car early on. So anyway, a lot of people will argue that this is an antiquated car, and it is, absolutely, but they have a huge following still to this day. They're kind of referred to as the domestic Supra. This car is really straight, glass paint on it. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of following of these cars still. Some of the youngins that, you know, this is 15 years ago almost, these cars were built. So some of these young guys are going, this is old. Well, to me it's not old, but still a legend. This is a legendary car. I think that this car, it's always ends up in the top 10 of cars to have for a long period for collectability, and just one of those cars I think that will go down in history as being a game changer. This is the first supercharged, factory supercharged Mustang that Ford ever made. The SVT team at the time kind of was unique, where they had some leeway to do things that I don't think they'll ever do again. And it's got a full forged motor from the factory. I'm probably telling people that already know what that, you know, what the specs are on these cars, but for those who don't, it's got Manley rods and Kellogg forged crank, forged pistons. So, you know, guys make 900 plus horsepower, about 900, 850, 900 crank horsepower is about the safe spot on a stock long block. And again, with just basic bolt-ons, this car's making pretty big power for what it is. There is a huge amount of more power that could be had with this car by just going to a bigger blower and supporting mods for that. But in the current configuration, this is kind of where you're at with basic bolt-ons. You make great power and keep into a really low budget for, relatively speaking, for car modifications. So, you know, there's a lot of suspension mods on this car, though. There's the full tilt boogie, full subframe kit in the back. It's got Maxim Motorsport camber caster plates. It's got coilovers all the way around, Maxim Motorsport tuned Bilsteins, full welded subframe connectors, diff brace. It does have 410 gears in it, which is a lot of gear for this, but it was in there when I got it, and man, the thing rips, you know, in low and mid range. So the car's a lot of fun. I don't hardly drive it enough. I mean, I think I've only put about 800 miles on it in the 2 years I've had it. Forgive the dust on it, but just to give you an idea. Also, this car is satin silver. This is the rarest color out of all the 03, 04 Cobras. They were actually an 02 color, but only the very early 03s, and when you ordered silver, got the satin silver. This car is a very early build. This is the June of 2002 build. So this is one of the early Cobras to come off the assembly line. So it was, sorry about the bad lighting in here. It was an early car. So anyway, I got a new Shelby coming, so I'm not really sure what that means for this car, if I'm going to keep it. or not, but I probably will because it's just such a different car than the GT350. This is kind of a unrefined monster, where the GT350 is, it's almost European feeling in a lot of ways in its refinement. A lot of people compare it to a GT3 Porsche. I don't think anybody would ever compare this car to a GT3 Porsche, this 03 Cobra. This is more raw, crazy power. So that's that. Later on, we'll talk about this one over here. This is another 03. This car makes 740 horsepower at the wheels, the 2.9 Whipple. I just kind of uncovered the back as a sneak peek. This will be a later video, and I'll do a video on all the specs on this car. And here's another sneak peek of another car we have here at the shop. This is a 2017 GT350R, which is the big bad boy. So, more cool videos to come. Like and subscribe. Thanks a lot.